Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to the Goat Force Gaming channel where we play the roguelikes and the roguelites and hopefully add some awesome games to your backlog. That's what we try to do every time. And you know what? I'm going to argue that we do a pretty decent job of that most of the time. So if you like rogues, I'll tell you what, I am really happy that you're here with us. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is probably the best place for you to hang out on all of the internets. So, and you know how wide and far-reaching those internets are, all those twisting halls and cavities, but maybe not cavities. That's maybe not how we want to think about the internet. Hey, I am here today with a new one that I heard about from the developer out on the Reddits. Do you Reddit? I Reddit sometimes, and I heard about this game. This is called Verlet Ascend, and as far as I can tell, we are a bunny rabbit with a gun. And that's the best kind, if you ask me. So what we have here is a really fun physics engine with some nice bounciness, and we're trying to make our way up this procedurally generated cave system while blasting birds and spiders and bats and other things that want to get in our way before the water level rises to the point where we drown, because nobody wants to see this nice kind rabbit drown. We're okay with some bats drowning and some spiders drowning, but nobody wants to see this nice kind rabbit drown. Not today, not on the Goat's Watch. That's not how we do. So we're gonna play off some Verlet Ascend. Hopefully we'll be ascending and it won't be Verlet drown over and over again. We're gonna do that, and you know what? We'll probably get into some fun talk as well, because of course we're gonna get into some fun talk. We'll probably talk coffee. We're probably gonna talk some beef as well, because I know you all come here expecting some nice beef talk. We better start destructing this environment before this water comes. Okay. All right, let's make a selection here. We got 9 coins. We did pretty good. Quick shot attack rate is increased. That sounds good. Let's get some bouncing bullets. And we're gonna get damage boost too. Now wait a second. Maybe we can only buy a certain... Oh, buy the slot. Okay. I see. So maybe next time we're going to buy an extra slot so that we can get something else, right? I like the bouncing bullets. I don't know how that's going to play for us, though, with the destructible environment. I guess it still damages the environment as it is, so that's good. That's good. This is a side-scrolling area, though, rather than one where you have to climb, and I played once or twice. I find these sections to be a little bit more difficult. So anyway, let's see how we do. I'm gonna try and rush my way through it, because that water level's gonna rise rather quickly, I think. By the way, there is a free demo that you can play right now. This game is going to be out sometime in February. And I look forward to seeing more of it, because I think it's fun. When I read the description, it gave me Noita vibes, and any game that can successfully give me Noita vibes is a game that's worth trying out for me. Anyway. So we're going to talk about some beef, because beef happened in, one of the biggest ways for me. We do an annual get-together for the Royal Rumble. That happened last weekend. And we bring a pastrami. So we made pastrami, and oh my goodness, we're drowning. See, I promised you that I wouldn't do this, but here we go. Good thing I've got a double jump. We've just got to hang on some of this rope. All right, let's chill for a moment, and then we're going back in the drink. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's maybe jackhammer our way through it like this. That seems to be working okay. Maybe this is the way. All right. So, yeah, we went through the process of, hey, there it is. That worked out well. See, I'm going to keep interrupting myself here. We need to buy a slot. Okay, now we've got the open slot, but we don't have enough coin to put something into said slot. So we're just going to go into the next level here. Okay. Looks like another one where we're going to be heading up, which is a nice change of pace here. Let's grab that. So we brined the beef brisket for a week in delicious, salty brining liquid. If you've had corned beef before, you know, basically that's what we were doing with the brine. We were corning 16 pounds of beef brisket, and then you take that out, you put your pastrami seasoning all over it. So you've got, you know, nice things like cardamom and onion powder and paprika. Gives us this nice color to it. You know, a little bit of a red quality to it when it comes out. So then you take that and you smoke it for, you know, 3-4 hours. You want to bring it up to like 170. And then what I do from there is grab it. I grab all the drippings from it. Oh no! Speaking of drippings, we just dripped right down into the drink, but that's okay. We're gonna jump right back in here, shall we? Look at this rabbit. He's so excited. I'm excited. Are you excited? So anyway, you know, you take all the drippings because of course you do. It would be a crime to throw that big pile of flavor down the sink, or, you know, whatever you would plan to do. You don't want to do any of that craziness. So you take all the stuff, all the great stuff, and you put it into the roaster. I threw a glass of water in there too for good measure, and then you steam it. Now let's make a selection here. Holding the jump button accelerates you upwards. What could go wrong? This looks great too. Hey, we can afford both. Bullets has a chance to chain to the nearest enemy. That sounds just quite lovely. So let's, okay, so we've got a rocket pack now. And I'm guessing that's just gonna give us a slight boost here and there. Oh, I like the bullet chain. All right. So you steam it until the beef reaches a temperature of, you know, you're looking for like 203 degrees. I know that sounds like a lot for beef, but, you know, it's all about the texture and the mouthfeel and the tenderness at that point. That's what you're going for. And if you bring it up to 203, your beef should have no problem passing what beef enthusiasts call the flop test. Now, Matty KO, one of the fantastic community members most days of the channel, he might try and tell you that the flop test is something completely different, and you know, the type of thing that could like get you thrown off of YouTube, for instance. That's not what any of that is. Okay, so you make your own decisions about what he might tell you regarding the flop test. The flop test is when you hold that piece of beef, does it just flop right down? Okay, is it kind of a floppy piece of meat? That's what you're hoping for. It's going to have a good mouthfeel. It's going to be really tender. And so you kind of have to, you got to cook it slow, you got to cook it low, and you got to cook the hell out of it when it comes down to it. It's just that type of piece of beef. So that's what we did, and when I tell you that it was epic, you know, God, I wish YouTube would give me smell-o-vision so I could have you appreciate this a little bit more. I'm thinking that we want the damage boost this time. I mean, both of these sound good. Yeah, we'll go with the damage boost, and then we'll maybe perhaps buy a slot next time around. So, when I tell you that I ate a lot of beef that night, I really gorged myself with glorious, delicious beef. The gentleman hosting the Royal Rumble also had catering done. And, you know, you had sausage and peppers, you had chicken marsala, you had garlic breads. Okay, a whole tub of garlic bread. You just couldn't go wrong. I mean, there was something for everybody, truly. And so I did it, and I overdid it, and I overdid it some more. And, you know, it was like that book, The Hungry Caterpillar, right? Isn't that how that one goes? But in goat form. Okay? So that's what we were doing out there. But let's get down to the business of it. There was a Royal Rumble, and this happens every year where we get together, we watch the Royal Rumble, we eat a lot of beef, and we take wagers on the Royal Rumble. Now, I'm not a huge gambling guy, but a lot of the people there are big gambling guys. A lot of them. When I say a lot of them, I'm like, you know, the only one that's not a big gambling guy. So, you know, I says to my brother-in-law, hey, why don't you cut me in on your action? That's how we typically do it, you know, because I've been a non-gambling guy, you know, most of my life. I like a little bit, you know, but a full share in the Royal Rumble is $150. It gets you 2 guys in the men's rumble and 2 gals in the women's rumble. And, you know, I don't know that this jetpack is doing a whole lot other than busting flames out of our ass, which, you know, it has a nice look to it. But I'm more about the functionality than the look. And, you know, we just drowned another jumping rabbit. That's okay. We're going to restart. We're going to jump right back in. We're going to... Okay, I don't know what happened there. All of a sudden, I started getting a ton of audio feedback, but we are back here. It was very strange. So I just restarted the game, and we are back up and running and moving. How about that? So no more drowning rabbits. I think the game just got upset, maybe. I think that's what happened. So anyway, $150 for a full share in the Rumble for 4 people. And if your person wins, you know, you get a decent chunk of all of the money that was put in, you know, between all the folks that are in on this game. And so I said to my brother-in-law, hey, why don't you allow me to come in for 33%. And he's like, yeah, of course, that sounds great. Let's do it, right? So I give him $50 and I'm in for, you know, a third of the winnings or the losings. But I'll tell you, in the past, he and I we've managed to do pretty well. The one year that Randy Orton took it, we somehow managed to pull Randy, and we did okay. So the way they do it is they have a deck of cards, and you draw a few cards, and that determines what number person you're getting. And so I won't bore you with the more boring details. My brother-in-law ended up pulling number 30 for the men's. And that's like as good as it gets, typically. You know, you want like number 1 or number 30 because they're good numbers to have. So he pulls number 30, and it ends up being, see, this is how much I know about, we're gonna go bouncers, I think. Yeah, this is how much I know about wrestling. I think the guy's name is Cody Rhodes. If I'm wrong about that, let's not hate too much. I think it was Cody Rhodes, and you know, I'm just watching. I don't care what happens, but I was excited to have number 30. You know, well, there was a wrestling enthusiast watching with us, and when Cody came out, he turns to us and he goes, well, you're 99.9% to win this thing. My brother-in-law looks at me and he's just like, oh my God, 99.9? Goodness, you know? So that was super exciting. Guess what? He won. He won. So I think the breakdown in winnings to us ended up being around $700. And so I got a third of that. And then we watched the women's rumble, which was interesting because usually I think in the past they've had the women's rumble first. And so everybody thought, oh, they're doing it second. It must be because Ronda Rousey is going to show up. You know, that was the big rumor, you know, Ronda Rousey of, well, Mortal Kombat fame, right? That's what I would know her from. Ronda did not appear, by the way. There was no Ronda sighting. Anyway. So we had a big win in the men's rumble, and at that point you're just like, oh wow, this is fantastic. You know, that's a lot of found do re mi for me, you know. And so yeah, I went back and celebrated with a few pieces of beef, you know. And the pastrami, by the way, you know, you're getting like a week's worth of salt intake in a very small bite. You know, I figured we'd just go next level. We'll buy something next time if we survive this one. I think we can, given that the vertical ones seem to be a little bit easier than the side-scrolly levels. So the women's rumble comes on, and we're watching it, you know, not really caring because we've already had a pretty significant win. And turns out we pulled this wrestler named Asuka. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but she's awesome. She came out with a mask and then had her whole face done in makeup. Almost looked like she was going for like a yokai look. You know, I'm thinking of that Neo video game. She looked great. She looked really, really fierce. It was awesome. So she comes out and we have her. And the guy looks over at us again and he goes, oh man, she's gonna be top 4. You know? Well, sure enough, oh man, we went down. Okay, let's jump back in. Let's have one more here at least. So sure enough, she got 3rd place and we won more money. And at that point, you know, everybody's like, man, what is the secret sauce with these two? You know, they're taking everything here. these guys had Randy Orton the one year. What the hell is the deal? You know, thinking something's up, like we've got an in or something, even though it's completely random with the cards. Like the guy hosting, I got to tell you, he does a bang up job. It's a fantastic time at this event. So I had this found money. You know, you get a +1 jump. That sounds pretty good. Coins get attracted to you from a distance. That sounds good too. Let's do that. I don't know that we need that. Let's go to the next level. So I said, you know what? I have been thinking about doing this for quite some time now, and it's time to do it. So I am currently talking to you through a Blue Yeti mic. I have traded in the Logitech headset that I've been using, and I am now talking to you through a Blue Yeti microphone. I feel like I've got my own radio show now with this hardware. You know? What would our radio show be called? I have to think about that. It would have a G in it, you know? Don't they start with W's? WG something. I don't know. Somebody come up with a radio show name for us. Maybe I'll do that for the giveaway this week. Stay tuned tomorrow. Preview. We're going to be doing a giveaway this week. Giveaway game's going to involve a spell book. I'll just leave it at that. Ooh, that extra jump is clutch. That's really good. So, that's super exciting. I've been playing around with it. I think it sounds better. I'm very excited. Don't buy a whole lot of stuff for myself, and I said, you know what? This is like a good reason to do this. But we're gonna buy a slot here, and why don't we do that too? Okay. I like how you can sell them as well, in case, you know, something better pops off. Yeah, it's funny, you know, this mic picks up on a lot of stuff. I think the voice quality sounds great, and then it has a app that accompanies it so that you can dial in the settings even more and you know, get rid of background noise. It has different effects that you can apply, which I should figure out if I can put those on some kind of a hot bar, you know? Maybe that's what I need now. It's a hot bar. So I'm excited. All of you are so kind to show up and hang out and celebrate these great games with me. So, you know, whatever I can do to make this better, make it more fun to do, increase the quality, that's what I'm trying to do. So let me know. Does it sound better? Maybe it sounds worse. If it sounds worse, don't let me know. I think there's a low chance of that. But anyway, you can be honest. All right. So yeah. Big win at the Rumble. Big beef win at the Rumble. I mean, when we left, you know, just in complete shock and awe of what had transpired, I was telling my brother-in-law, I was like, you know what, man? I didn't need to win anything. And I would have walked out of there saying, boy, that was a just absolutely wonderful time. You know? Ooh, let's not get hit by a boulder in the face. How about that? But, you know, it does add to the fun overall. It certainly does. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Let's hold on to this. Break through here and keep climbing, right? Okay. Perfect. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's not get flattened. That was not my plan for that rope to fall. Okay. I like how it's a very floaty system of jumps and traversal. I think it just works really well. You know, some games you want a more tighter jump and more of a responsiveness, right? But I think the approach works really well with this game and what they're going for. Okay. Let's see if we can take these guys out, and then we'll continue our ascension here. The magnesis helps quite a bit as well. All right, wonderful. How about you? Do you watch wrestling? Do you have any wacky traditions like ours where we get together and watch the Rumble and gamble on the Rumble and, I'll say it again, eat a ton of beef? Okay. Oh. All right, we got half a heart. We got to be careful here. We are closing in on it. And if we make... Oh! If we make it. Talk about famous last words. Hey, this is a game called Verlet Ascend. Maybe it's Verlet Ascend. I don't know. How do you say it? Somebody help me out. But it's a cool game, and it's going to be out sometime in February. And right now, you can play a free demo. I will pop a link to this game in the description, as I normally do. And I'll tell you what, we'll see you next time out on the Goat Force Gaming channel, where we will play a roguelike or a roguelite. And new for 2023, where we're going to give away a game once a week, every week, all year. And I hope we can keep doing this basically forever. That's what I always wanted the channel to be about. We're spreading the rogues, and who knows, maybe even more. Sarah, one of our community members, shared with me a setup that they utilize in hospitals for console gaming. It's a complete design where you work with an association called Gamers Outreach. I have looked into that. It's very cool. I'm going to look into it more, and hopefully I'll have more to say about that soon. I don't know that that's going to be within reach this year based on the monetization stats that I'm seeing so far. But do I think we can get there eventually? 100%. In fact, we will get there. We will get to a point where we will be able to say, look what we did as a community. Look what we did. And we'll donate something like that to a children's hospital. It's going to be, it's really going to be something. But we can do all of this because of you. So thanks for your support. And I want you to have a good rest of your day. Whether that means drinking some good coffee, playing some good rogues, hanging out with good people, whatever you're doing out there, have a good time doing it. And I'll see you really soon.